talking about last minute tips for XAT 2023. Some of the things that you need to remember about for tomorrow and day after. Most importantly, day after tomorrow during the exam time. It's not much preparation that you can do any longer. So you have to wind down your preparations now. Tomorrow, take a day off, spend some time I mean, you've gone through a drill after you've taken CAT. You've gone through a drill of how the last day pans out and what do you do on the last day. So don't study much tomorrow. Focus on creating a little bit of self belief in yourself because now skill development time is over for that. Given the fact that we are 2 days away from the exam, so skill development time is over. You can't study much tomorrow कि कल कुछ पढ़ लोगे और परसों कुछ हो जाएगा ऐसा ऐसा hope मत करो. So tomorrow I think you should focus on reminding yourself about the good things in your life, the good things that exist in your life, the good things that exist in your skill levels, in your overall life position as such. Remind yourself that whatever happens in the exam, you're going to believe in yourself, and you are somebody who's going to make it big no matter what. Whether day after tomorrow goes well or not, it does not matter. It's just a small. If it goes well, great. If it does not go well, it's just a small blip on your life, which you'll overcome over the in the next few years, and that's actually how it is. I've been training students for the last 25 odd years, 25 plus years for CAT and all other exams. It's a cold day in Delhi, so I'm kind of all jacketed up, as you can see. But as I said, I've been training people for the last 25 odd years, and there have been a lot of successful stories that I've had amongst my students. But at the same time, I've also seen a lot of failures among students where people could not, in spite of their best efforts, actually perform in this exam. And if you talk to most of those people, 5 years, 7 years down the line, if you met most of those people, like I do meet my students all the time, you realize that they were more or less fine. They were able to overcome a bad performance in their MBA prep tests, etc. And the same thing will happen with you in case you don't get the outcomes you think you deserve and you want. It doesn't matter. If you, I mean, you will always, it'll be a small blip. I mean, there'll be a gradient that you will get in case you get through. If you don't get through, you'll still find that gradient, you'll make that gradient in your this thing. And I often tell people that no event in 2023 is going to be so debilitating for you that it'll hurt you in 2030. Just like no event, no negative outcome of 2015-16. Suppose you had a bad, you were trying to do something in 2015 and you're not able to do it, and you failed at doing it. So were you able to recover from that point or not? Right? So were you able to recover from that point or not? The answer will be yes. No event of 2015. If it does not kill you, it makes you stronger. That's how it is. So just keep that attitude during the test, and get that attitude going before you start taking the exam. So make sure that you remind yourself of your alternate plans. Find a lot of good things that you want to do over the next year or so in case you're not getting to a top B school this year, because that kind of is your last chance. And of course, those who have done well in CAT, you have a second chance to do well. But for those of you who have not done well in CAT and whose outcomes have been below par, I'm great, Gyan. So just to feel a little cold in Delhi. Those of you who have not done well in CAT, there's a chance for you to redeem the year, right? So it's like a second chance, God sent second chance. You get to XLRI, you are on par with IIM Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Calcutta, as simple as that. You can look at the career outcomes of people who passed out of XLRI around my time, or even later, mid 90s, early 2000s, and you compare those career outcomes with people from Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Calcutta, and you will see that the career outcomes are almost similar. You'll not be able to find out ये XLRI से इसलिए थोड़ा नीचे है versus ये अहमदाबाद से तो ऊपर है. So you will get that same opportunity from that B school, and hence I advise people that you don't get too stuck up about the IIM brand name. Uh, yes, IIM will give you a more chip in your society, a bigger chip. Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Calcutta specifically gives you a bigger chip on your shoulder in society. But that does not matter really, because of the fact that if you look at look at the whole point of an MBA. The whole point of an MBA is that you're going to change your society, this society that you live in, the neighbors you live with, and everything. If you actually go into a top B school and do an MBA, it's all going to change. Your complete peer group is going to change. Your ambitions are going to change. Your outcomes are going to change. So it does not matter. I mean, so what you have to understand is your journey is more important than what other people think about you. So anyway, that's this thing. So let's focus on since this is a ZAT session, ZAT specific session. Let's focus on on the exam per se, right? So you got 165 minutes for it's a 3 hour 10-minute exam. So 190 minutes का exam कर दिया इन्होंने from 165 plus 15. I think they've made it into 165 plus 25. And so it remains, and you are going to expect 75 questions in the first section, in the first part of the paper, and you're free to go ahead with all three sections as with as much time as you want. So that's a very major difference when you talk about that versus the CAT, where your timing is kind of fixed and restricted in terms of how much time you can give to any to any section. So that's something that is one major difference. So is difference ka usage you should do for a plus minus 5 delta. By delta I mean time wise. So what happens is the calculations are pretty simple in this, that 75 questions, 165 minutes. It means it's a 2.2 minutes per question exam. And hence, if a section has 26 questions, like the verbal section is expected to have, you are going to, or 25 questions, whatever, you just multiply. When you look at the section, multiply the section by 2.2 to identify the time you should be giving to that section. And stick strictly to those timelines. So if you have, let's say, a section with 22 questions like DM, you will allocate 22 into 2.2, basically for 48.4 minutes. 22 square is 484, so 48.4 minutes is what you will allocate to the DM section, right? And of course, and so that becomes your timeline. So you have to have these strict timelines ready for yourself before you start solving the paper. And then of course, strategy wise, you can do a plus minus 5 delta on individual sections. So if you want 10 minutes extra on a section, then you pull out 5 minutes from the two other sections, because you will want 10 minutes extra on a section because you're scoring higher, your scoring rate. So what will happen is, in verbal and logical, then in DM and in quants, in all the three sections, you will have a scoring rate. So you have to, and you should know by now where your scoring rates are highest. So जहाँ पे भी scoring rate highest है, उस section में you might want to give 10 minutes extra. So for example, if your verbal scoring rate is highest and your by default time is coming out to be 57 minutes after multiplying by 2.2, the number of questions into 2.2, if it's coming out to be 57 minutes for you, you might want to give 67 because you score faster, you score more in verbal. So 10 minutes extra in verbal has to be brought out from 5 minutes from quants and 5 minutes from DM. But when you bring out those 5 minutes from those sections, you ensure that you first ensure that you are qualifying the cutoffs, right? So लास्ट 2 days में कोई रिविजन करो मत, जो तुमको याद है वो याद रहेगा. फॉर्मूले वामले देख सकते हो, अदरवाइज आई डोंट एडवाइज मच रिविजन. दिस इज नॉट अ लास्ट डे एग्जाम. I mean, any aptitude test is not a last day exam. Whatever skills you have, those skills are more or less fixed. Aptitude tests don't work the way college tests work. College test में लास्ट दिन तैयारी नहीं करोगे तो डिजास्टर हो जाएगा. मैं इंजीनियर नहीं बनता अगर लास्ट दिन तैयारी नहीं करता, right? I would have failed all my college exams. But in aptitude exams, you don't keep things on the last day. It's not, it doesn't work कि आज पढ़ाई कर ली और कल एग्जाम में आ जाएगा. It does not work that way, right? Studied a lot, fine, but it's about performance now, right? So the focus is now on performance completely. This exam is not about ability. I mean, as you know now, CAT, XAT, all these aptitude exams are about ability and performance both. So you don't have to manage only the ability development part of your process, but also manage the performance part of the process, and it's very critical that you prepare that way. So those of you going for CAT 23 or XAT 24 and listening to this, this is one part of your prep cycle that you should remember. A lot of people, what they do is they focus completely only on skills development, and they don't build their ability to the point. I mean, there's a cycle. I mean, ultimately, when you talk about preparing well for these exams, there's a cycle of ability building, and then there's a cycle of belief building. Unless both these cycles of preparation is complete, you will not be able to perform in the exam. So it has to be ability followed by belief, right? So ability grows, and once ability grows and you prove to yourself that you can do this over and over again, that's when belief grows. ठीक है? I mean, देखो क्वांट्स में टिपिकली जो थंब रूल है ना, कि तुम कैट में जितने क्वेश्चंस कर पा रहे थे, सपोज 22 क्वेश्चन में से तुम 6-7 क्वेश्चन कर पा रहे थे कैट में, तो यहाँ पे 19-20 क्वेश्चन में से तुम 5-6 कर पाओगे, उतने ही कर पाओगे. सो तुम्हारा रेशियो उतना ही रहेगा, right? Because the paper is going to be similar in terms of difficulty levels, etc. So my thought is that DI पे डिपेंड करेगा. अगर तुम्हारा DI तुम अगर 70% क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कर लेते हो और क्वांट्स में 50% क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कर लेते हो, तो सेक्शन तो बहुत अच्छा निकल जाएगा, राइट? 10 out of 19 डिपेंड करता है, 19 आएगा, 16 आएगा, 22 आएगा. क्वांट्स में वो देखना पड़ेगा कितने क्वेश्चंस हैं, बिकॉज DI सेट नंबर ऑफ सेट्स पे डिपेंड करेगा. ठीक है, राइट? सो I hope I have been able to answer your questions today and give you something valuable. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Tomorrow may be just a best of luck message for all of you. And do follow me on the channel. Do spread the word around. Help me gain a little bit more followers than we have. And do share the videos. And if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe to the channel. I'm live every night at 11 p.m. At least 4-5 days a week. Some days I don't come live because I don't think I've got anything to say. मैं crap बोलने में विश्वास नहीं रखता हूँ. I try to make sure that I give value for whatever time I spend. There should be value from my side, so that there's value for your time and there's value for my time. Chalo. Thank you so much. Bye bye. See you.